shows up.
So what's the question you want to ask everybody out of that?
Well,
That's Zach Jackson with us just moments ago.
I'm wondering because obviously this has been a rough day again for the Browns organization because Baker was on national television playing really good football last night. The Buccaneers are 2-0. He's an MVP candidate. He's only going to get more reinforcements.
Well, good for him. Congratulations on all his success.
So what I'm wondering is, do people realistically see them as being contenders for a Super Bowl?
No.
Zach said, yeah.
To win it?
To get to the Super Bowl. And if you get there, if you beat Philly, yeah, you're absolutely you have a chance to win it. So yeah.
I smell power rankings in here. Just got to put that out there.
That's like a real thing, though.
Well, got to do the power rankings then. Let's hit it.
Actual real power rankings.
You better bet your ass.
That's anti what the power rankings.
Teams that have the best. I mean, this. You know what this is, don't you? This is 7 in heaven, except Baker style 7 in heaven.
3 on the knee.
All right, Philadelphia. Teams ahead of Tampa Bay right now for a Super Bowl. In the NFC, Philadelphia, Green Bay. Oh, boy. Okay, that's it. They're number 3.
They might be beside some teams, right? But not. They don't have a lot of teams ahead of them.
I got to remind Nathan.
Well, hold on. Detroit. We're just giving up on Detroit?
I would say Detroit's beside them. I would not say they're clearly ahead of them.
Yes, Detroit is beside them. Correct. Washington, I still think, is beside them. Correct. Well, Jaden Daniels hurt now. All these quarterbacks getting hurt.
It's already like 6 quarterbacks. Is it going to be one of those years?
It's just one of them days.
Am I going to be bitching not just December like I do every year about how bad the NFL product is? Am I going to be saying that?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
In November?
Yes, you are. Because it's just this way. Well, I mean, Joe Burrow got hurt because he got collapsed on because, you know what, I'll give the Bengals some credit. They do try to throw. They've thrown everything they could at the offensive line for the most part, and they've never been able to do it. It wasn't like they didn't draft Jonah Williams. It was a Penei Sewell argument, I think it was, with Jamar Chase. They drafted Jackson Carman. I know. Which apparently, if you have that last name in Ohio, we are related somehow.
Okay.
Jackson Carman and I, even though we've never met. But it might be an old uncle's tale. My uncle was like, yeah, Carmans who live in Ohio, they're related in some way. So maybe he's my cousin of some sort. Maybe he wants to co-host with me. I don't know really what Jackson Carman's up to right now. They've thrown it at it. But either way, no, I think that most of it, though, sorry, I went way off the tangent there, Tone. I think a lot of it is that guys they're expected to run. And when you play... Even in the SEC, when you play in the SEC, you can get away with it, even then. But when you're playing against the best of the best, and they're grown dudes, it's going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. You have to be athletic. It's part of the game now. It's part of the game plan. Getting out there, being athletic. But you're noticing, though, like Lamar says he doesn't want to run. I did in the game watching Patrick Mahomes, who has better wheels than what people want to give him credit for. In the game on Sunday. And he also
has that BS move on the sidelines.
In the game on Sunday, why don't you guys just fight it out now? I'd like to see you go sock him.
I wasn't even listening.
No, you just have to call him, say it. He's a wily vet. That's all you have to say.
There you go.
You know, the rest of the league wants to kill him.
Wily vet sounds like Joe Flacco. He's just a vet. Smart vet. There you go. He says he doesn't want to run during the regular season. He would rather wait until the postseason to take off and run. I think now you're going to see more selection out of guys. Yeah. But the physical part of the game for a quarterback, it's no longer get in the pocket, protect yourself as much as possible, and then let her rip. It's a different game. So yeah, you're going to see more guys get hurt. And because we could sit there, and I'm not saying NIL is a bad thing. I think it's thinned out depth charts in college football. Boy, you're going to have to bring me back to because I'm going to get in the weeds here. I'm going to get real nitty gritty here in a second. I think it's thinned out depth charts.
Wait, all this, but we're talking about the power rankings of teams that could contend in the NFC.
Thank you very much. So brought me right. Thank you. You know what? We'll do that on the podcast. Yeah. Thank you. You did me a service. Thank you. Yes. Tampa Bay is next to Detroit and probably next to Washington.
And we're dismissing San Francisco. Their defense has looked awesome.
It's just they got so many injuries. And I just assume they're going to have more injuries now. I can't just say Shanahan's going to take them to a Super Bowl.
They got Salah back, and The one thing everybody said about him was he was a genius defensive coordinator.
Now, when you throw the AFC, and it's all like, hey, you wake up on the right day, you end up winning a Super Bowl. I mean, the Bills were probably favored in a few of those Super Bowls they were in, but Buffalo, you would put Baltimore ahead of them.
Yeah,
you would put the Chargers.
We're starting
and Kansas
to take the Chargers.
I take the Chargers serious.
Herbert has played like a really good and smart quarterback.
This is without Rashawn Slater to start things off. I mean, because he's seriously injured. So I got 4 teams in the AFC that I would take. So if I got 2, I got 6 teams ahead of him. So is that serious?
Yeah, I think that sounds serious to me.
6 teams ahead of you isn't very serious.
See, the NFL...
Well, the problem is when you split them like that, you can have 1,000 teams on the AFC side. They can't do anything about stopping
True.
Stopping them from getting a Super Bowl.
That's a good point.
But to win the Super Bowl.
I guess I would.
That's what I meant in the second part.
Only one of them can stop them from winning the Super Bowl should they make it. It's a Highlander situation.
How devastating a blow would it be?
I can't do that on camera. I was going to do the throat slash.
Like Zach was talking about, hey, you make a decision like that, even if this decision made sense at the time, in the end, the outcome does have to matter some. It can't just be processed. The outcome has to matter because you moved on from a franchise quarterback to somebody who looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL. You're in quarterback merry-go-round now. Who knows how many we'll go through until we get one. We've got 2 first-round picks next year. In the end, how devastating of a blow would it be just not only for the organization, the city, if Baker gets to the Super Bowl? And then, of course, wins it or whatever.
A devastating blow?
How much worse can it get? Because then it becomes part of all-time lore. Right now, it's just, hey, Browns made a mistake. They made the worst trade in quarterback history. We don't even mention Baker in that. It's just we made the worst trade in NFL, maybe sports history. That's right now how it's framed. If he ends up going or winning the Super Bowl, now it's beyond just the trade. Now they made one of the dumbest decisions in sports history. Right now, I don't think it's one of the dumbest decisions. There's all sorts of teams that move on, like Minnesota moving on from Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold ends up being good, and McCarthy is just whatever, then that's a mistake. What are we doing if he goes to the Super Bowl? How are we classifying that?
Just goes or wins it?
Goes. I'll say just goes.
It's going to be an ugly 2 weeks because we will do every day. Are you rooting for Baker or are you not rooting for Baker?
Yeah, you're right. We take the show to the Super Bowl?
That's up to Keith.
Where's the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Is it West Coast? So that doesn't help us.
It's been West Coast like the last 4 years, it feels. Probably not, but it just feels that way. I have very little interest, but I will support us.
Everybody would be talking about Baker and the Browns and what happened, though. Like, we would have conversations with anybody we would want. Anybody would drop by either to rub it in or whatever.
Yeah.
We could get anybody.
Yeah, it's in Levi's. It's out in San Francisco.
Would you host the show at 3 a.m. their time?
I would just stay up all night.
How would we stay up all night, Tone?
It'd be a great show. I'll tell you that right now. Well, the first few hours. Diminishing returns after that. I'd hit a wall. I would hit a wall.
There's bathrooms.
I would just have to...
There's bathrooms. We can take turns.
Maybe just let me nap through the commercial breaks.
Let me just do this before we leave.
What?
Reckless speculation.
Gotta go to the bathroom.
That is just...
Gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you guys...
So what? I gotta go to the bathroom every break. You don't know what I ate before. You don't know what I was doing.
My stomach is very disagreeable.
Why the bottle of Imodium existed upstairs for everyone.
Cleveland fan, by the way, Dobbs25_ a Twitter action is brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Ken, I forgot we do not do 7 in Heaven if the Browns suck. Yep. Looks like we ain't going to be doing 7 in Heaven for a while, boys.
Well, I tried to do 7 in Hell, but that lasted for a week.
That went very badly. It went very, very, very badly.
Can we take any satisfaction in the fact the Steelers' defense, now dating back to last year, looks like not a good defense, which is crazy in Pittsburgh?
No, there is none. There is none. Because if I just sit there and spend time on the Steelers sucking, it's going hey, look in your own backyard. I can't sit there and judge them when my own house is out of order. And it's out of order right now. Maybe if you want to, God. Like, I brought up the draft order when we were talking about Jacksonville during the neutral zone with Rat Boy and the pig. The hog, I should say.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm a hog. I'm not a pig.
Get it right.
And somebody complained about that. It's like, well, yeah, I have to watch it. Do we do 7 in Heaven draft style after halfway through the year? I can't do it now. You can't do draft now. Because
it's very early.
There's no rhyme to give right now for any quarterback to suck up on purpose.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do think I think this will change. I think right now it's so early.
You better hope.
And people forget how long, forget about during the season. I think people forget about how long the process is. Once the season's over, we've crowned a national champion. From that to the combine is an insanely long period of time.
Remember there was a guy named Jackson Dart that we talked about all season last year? We didn't. It happened after the